Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the Wake Up channel. This wake up call is about relationships. There is about an 80% chance if you are currently in a long-term relationship and you've been with somebody for more than a couple years, whether you are living together or married, there's about an 80% chance you are not happy and you are not with the right person and you are settling. So this video is to wake you up if you are one of those people, and chances are that you are. So what am I talking about? Well, first of all, people settle for one of three reasons. Number one, convenience. It's just easier to be with somebody than without somebody. Number two, just looking at my notes here. Number two, simply not to be lonely. It's sometimes better to just be with somebody, anybody, rather than be lonely, right? Number three, status. So what do I mean by status? Approval from other people. Oh, this person's not in a relationship, so there must be something wrong with them. So you get into a relationship for status, so that you can say, hey, I'm with somebody, look at this. Hey, look at this wedding ring, look at this engagement ring. Oh my God. And it becomes about the engagement and about the marriage and about the relationship rather than about the person that you're with. These things, if you are anywhere in your, I'd say, 30s or older, these things have definitely happened to you, whether you want to admit it or not, and they may be happening to you right now. So, how do you tell if you're with the right person? Besides just intuition, because you know deep down if you're with the right person. You know deep down if you're happy in your relationship or not. But what can you do if, let's say, you have a broken intuition for some reason? Well, there are 5 elements of a successful, happy relationship. All 5 of these must be present in order for you to be happy for life and have a successful relationship for life. All 5. Now, these things are mutual. So what am I talking about? Number 1, trust. You have to have trust. Number 2, respect. You have to respect the other person. The other person has to respect you. Number 3, friendship. By the way, these are no particular order. These are all equally important. Friendship. You must be very, very good friends with the person that you're with. Number 4, passion. You must have passion for that person, and that person must have passion for you. Finally, love, of course, right? You have to love the person, the other person has to love you. Now, 2 of these things either happen or they don't. You cannot force them. No matter how long you're with somebody, you cannot force them. Those, of course, are love and passion. You cannot force love and you cannot force passion. However, you can build trust, you can build friendship, and you can build respect. How do you do that? With the 3 C's. What are those? Communication, compromise, and commitment. You must both be fully committed to the relationship. You must be able to compromise, and that doesn't mean give in to the other person. You still need to be yourself, but there are some things you're going to compromise on because you're not the same person. That's different from complying. Totally different. And just losing yourself, because you're never going to be happy if you lose yourself in the relationship. You must be able to be 100% of your full authentic self in the relationship in order to be happy. And of course, communication, your trust and friendship and respect will not just automatically happen. You've got to communicate your way to those things. So what do you do if you do not have one or more of those things? Chances are, if you're one of those 80% of people that are in a relationship, you are not happy, and at least one of those things are lacking. At least one. So I want you to think for a minute, if you're going to be completely honest with yourself, which one of those things is lacking? Is it trust? Respect? Friendship? Love? Passion? Now, if you are honest with yourself, you will know right away which one or ones of those things are lacking. Now, again, if you don't have love or passion, nothing you can do about it. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care whether you agree with me or not. That is absolute fact. It's how the brain works. The brain cannot create love when there's not love there. The brain cannot create passion when there's not passion there. However, can create trust, respect, friendship through what? Communication, compromise, commitment. Okay, so number one, you want to think about, if you are in a relationship, you want to think about whether you are truly happy, whether you feel you're able to be 100% of yourself 100% of the time. And I don't mean that as compared to in a vacuum. I mean compared to when you're in with the person as opposed to when you're by yourself, that you can be the same person when you're with the person as you are by yourself. Okay, so admit to yourself which one of those things is lacking and whether or not it's one of those things that you can actually work on. Okay, I have learned throughout the years how to be extremely picky and know exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for. I know, and probably most people do if they're willing to admit it, unless they really don't know themselves and what they're looking for and what they're not looking for. But I always know when I meet a woman on the first date, I know whether it either has the potential to work out or no potential at all to work out. And if it has the potential to work out, I'll see him again, see what happens, and I'll always have that guard up of seeing if she's got those qualities I'm looking for. That's why I'm happily single. I don't really care. I don't have to be with anybody because I know that if I was, I'd probably be settling. Now, if I meet that person, great. That's perfectly great. If not, it's okay too. And I've learned this stuff through my own relationships, of course. But that's what you want to look at. So if you are dating, if you're single and you're just dating, admit to yourself what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, and admit to yourself on the first date. Don't be afraid to admit to yourself on the first date whether somebody has potential or they don't. Who cares? It's better to be alone than to settle with somebody you don't want to be with. You will always be more unhappy when you're settling than by being alone. Notice I'm not saying lonely, I'm saying alone. Okay? The best relationship is, of course, with somebody where you have all of those 5 elements present, right? If you're in that one of that 20%, good for you, and you have all 5 of those elements, you will be happier in the relationship than you will being alone. However, if you don't have those 5 elements, you're going to be happier being alone than being with that person and settling. So the only time you're going to be happier in a relationship than being alone is if you're with the right person, which is, of course, the best of all worlds, right? But don't be afraid if it takes you a while to find that. Admit what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. So I know this video is controversial. I know that it's in your face and it's stuff you're forced to look at, and you may not want to. You may be very angry at me right now. You may not agree, but later on you'll figure out that that's what I'm saying is true. But whatever the case may be, that's what it is. So questions, as always, let me know. Comments, let me know. Not afraid. And I will see you in the next video.